G'day gang, well, it's another spectacular Saturday. Oh, today I'm going to undo the sump. I'm going to lift the engine up and pull the sump off it so I get the oil pump out of it. Not much cleaning up's been done yet. Paulie's got some of the stuff over there in the pressure washer ready to give it a good wash up. That's I'm going to hang the engine from that. That'll sit up there nicely. Paulie's got himself a new oil pump. A Mellings pump here. Comes with O-rings and other things. And that's the comp cams. There's the specs. That's going in. Some springs. Ooh, pretty. Some people call them keepers, we call them collets back in the day. So these are valve locks, Barton buggers, and there'll be caps in there, retainers, there we go. They're tool steel, it says, for LS only. So that's those. This is a tool for this kit here, which is the Trunnion kit. Okay, it's not a bearing trunnion, it's a brass bush trunnion kit. Now, the guy that we got this equipment for, these parts from, said there's been an issue in the past with the bearings in those trunnion kits giving up the ghost. So he suggested that we just go with these brass bush ones. There's a pack of circlips in there, the pivots of course, and I will most likely take them to work and do them at work when there's not much happening. This is the tool to push the old stuff out of the let's have a look, I'll show you. So to disassemble that, we're going to use this arm. We're still going to use the arm, but we're replacing the actual pivot right there, plus the bushing that it sits in. Comes with instructions. We've already got a belt, we've got a chain, we've got blah blah blah. He's got gaskets coming. And yeah, so I better get under there and get some more bits off. I might just take that header off there, just give us a little bit more room, working room down there. But at any rate, excuse me, on with the show. Well, we're up in the air. I'll drop the sump. I have the pump off. You need to pull it to take the gear off. That's all. The pump, I can pull it apart, I suppose. Have a look in there, but you know, for what it's worth, we're not going to be bothered with that, really. Now I can slip. The sump has to stay in situ; it can't be taken out of there. But I will be able to squeeze the new sump gasket in there. You can see. You can feed it up. I have done it previously. You can feed it up there, and there's no problems. This is going to get a massive clean up too. Internally it's not really going to get a massive clean because we really can't clean up the inside. But some oil changes and things like that will make sure it's given its best chance for with what we've got. Yeah, we'll pressure wash all that stuff and things when it's down on the ground or whatever. What else have I got to show you? Anything at all? I don't think I have. Okay. I might just slip that compressor off while we've got plenty of room up there. I think we've got plenty of room. Maybe we haven't. The head is too hard to get off at the minute. It's just too awkward to get under there. Maybe I'll get that off before I start reassembling put the cylinder heads back on. Anyway, yeah. Just keep going a bit further with it. Give the kids something to do, eh? Okay. So immediately you can see there's a difference between the chain and the kit that comes. That's an oil pump drive there. Obviously the gear is separate to that, whereas this is incorporated. This also comes with some oil pump spacers. And we'll plump that in. We're going to whack the cam in, we're going to whack this on, we're going to whack the oil pump on it. And that might do for today, maybe. We'll have a look and see how we feel. So, I had a comment, I think it was probably the first bit of video I put up about the car, where the guy said, I'm interested in seeing this happen, and what do you do to prevent wiping out the cam lobes? Well, this being what it is a roller cam. I explained to him, that's why we have roller lift, there's a little ball on there. The non-roller flat tappet style cam hasn't got that, it doesn't have the roller, it's flat across the world. It's not supposed to be flat, but it actually has a radius ground on it so that it's kind of, can you see my hand? It's kind of that shape exaggerated on the bottom, and the reason for that is that it allows the lifter to turn in the lifter bore, and often you'll see these things working, and the push rod will be spinning around and oil will be spewing out everywhere, exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So anyway, we're just going to lube this up with whatever I can find, and probably some engine oil, and just plop him in the hole there, put the retainer back on it, and yeah, get that bit done. Okay, so we've opened up the camshaft box and we get the timing card in there. Tells you everything about it, and of course it says springs requited, valve spring spec, further springs. I know I just got that arse up, but don't worry about that. It's Saturday morning. But this is why we bought the kit from the same bloke, because he's put the right stuff together. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with that. He's put all the stuff together for us, so we'll have a pretty good old chance at nothing going the wrong way. Ooh, now look at that beauty. Billet, I believe. Whether you can make anything out of that lot. Yeah. Yeah, so back in the day we would have called this a chook shed build. It's kind of like, hygiene is not a primary yeah, you know what I mean. So I've marked me a top dead centre, I've marked me a dot. We'll hook these two together and they're going to turn up somewhere in the right position. I need two hands for this, I'm sorry. I'll be back. The gaskets have arrived just in time. We'll get the blue and start whacking on some bolts. And there we go. Some blue Loctite. The retainer plates on behind here. This is all torqued down. I've put 20 foot-pounds on these. I think they're supposed to be 18, but the torque wrench I've got only goes as low as 20. Well, if you want to be sort of half close to the money, I've got it 0 and 0. As you can see, maybe on there where the key is, there's a 0. That's the setting for him, and that brings that 0 there. There's your timing mark, and the dot. Of course, we line the dot with the mark, and bam. As we saw before, when the piston was up, which it is now. This was at where do we have this? We had this at 9 o'clock. So at the moment we are top dead centre number 6, if my memory serves me correctly. Okay, we got the pump ready to slide on, and as I showed you, we got some washers, some bolts, these spacers, which is pretty self-explanatory. This fella goes on here. This fella will only go one way, but he goes on here. And essentially that's it. Now what I'm going to do first, before I plop it into the gear, so I'm going to put some oil in her, give her a bit of a wriggle around, and slip her up in there.